everyone, Lady De Winter here, and today I am working on something that you're going to laugh when I explain to you what I'm doing. I am remaking my Ophelia's reading shawl. Why, you asked, did I take it apart in the first place? Well, you know that shirt I made in the previous video? Well, I wasn't sure I was going to have enough yarn. And I really didn't want to buy any more of this yarn because I had so much of it to start with. So, I thought, okay, I may or may not use the shawl, but I definitely will use the shirt. So, I took apart the shawl to see if I had, to add yarn to my shirt to make sure I had enough. And lo and behold, I had more than enough. So, I'm remaking the shawl out of what's left over of the yarn, and then I'm probably going to make another hairband because they're working really good on my hair, and it is growing out. It looks terrible, but it is slowly growing out. I don't want to get it cut again. I am so sick and tired of going to get a haircut I want and getting anything but the haircut I want. For some reason, modern haircutters think you should have modern haircuts. Well, unfortunately, a lot of the modern haircuts don't look good on an old lady. So let's scoot this in maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So I have given up on haircuts. I'm going to let it grow out, and I'll pull it back like I used to when I was really happy with my hair. So, now, long story short, years and years ago, when I was a young woman, I had hair down to my knees. Yes, ma'am. Well, not down to my knees, almost to my knees, just a little bit past my butt. I'm a short woman, very, very tiny. I only stand 4'9". So, 4'10", somewhere in there. I guess it depends on the day. But, yeah. So I'm a very small woman. That is due to a hormonal imbalance and the back that I showed you in a very previous video. The 16 compression fractures down my back that has given me a curve. That curve stopped me from growing at the age of about 11 or 12 years old. So I am still the height I was at 11 or 12 years old. All the other organs grew the way they were supposed to, but I'm small. So yeah. Weird situation. They said I'm one in 10,000 people who have this situation going. So, okay, no problem. I'm okay with it. I've learned to live with it all. But anyway, back to the chat. I tend to buy more yarn than I need, and I'm crocheting while I talk to you. I guess I should go down a little further so you can see that I'm crocheting. I tend to buy more yarn than I actually need for a project. And then I sit here and I think, well, what am I going to do with all this extra yarn? Well, I'm making things out of it. And let me show you what I mean by making things. I have decided, I'm also tired of buying bath rugs. Sorry, so close. I'm also tired of buying bath rugs. So, I have a ton of gray yarn from the sweater project. So, I'm going to make a bath mat. I'm going to buy a non-stick, a non-slip backing to put on it. This is double crochet, 2 strands together. Now, the girl in the video I watched held 5 strands together, and that just killed the arthritis in my hand. Oh, it hurts so bad. And it still hurts from working on just this much of it. But I'm going to make a bath rug. A couple of them, in fact, because I have an entire bucket full of gray yarn. So, then I've got some magic balls I made out of other yarns. Lots of scrap yarns. And I thought I'll make a throw rug for my kitchen because I have bought rugs before and they say they're washable and you put them in the washing machine and they completely fall apart. Yeah, so I make myself some rugs. But part of the thing I wanted to talk to you guys today about is burnout. For about 2 weeks, I was burned completely out. I had no idea what videos I was going to make. I'm still having trouble coming up with videos because I don't need that much crocheted stuff. I've contacted several places where I can give my crocheted things to, but they have these outrageous guidelines that I can't follow, like no animal hair. Well, I have cats. I can't help that there's animal hair in my house, on my chair, on my bed, on my shirt, because I have cats. So, I don't smoke, so that's not a problem. But the animal hair is a problem. I don't wear perfume. In fact, here comes the animal now. Here comes the Buddykins. Here comes the Buddykins. Hold on. Come here, you. Come here, you. No, you come up here. Come up. Here is the Buddykins. Yeah. And he is my ow, that hurt. Thank you. He is my kitty cat. He does not like to be on camera. He's very against being on camera. And so, yeah. So basically, I cannot avoid having animal hair in my stuff. I can't avoid it. It's unavoidable. So that knocks out a lot of the places I would normally have given stuff to. The Indian reservation does not have that kind of requirement. They are, they tell you to let them know if it needs to be washed, which I always suggest they wash. Oh God, my cat wants out. Hang on, guys. Okay. I kind of have to let him out or he will tear up the, I don't know what it's called around my door. Because he will claw it because he thinks that's a sound signal I need. Now, normally he just claws the little rug by the door there, which I've got one of those. I've got one of those litter catcher rugs at my front door. And at first when I put it there, I thought this is going to be a problem. That thing catches all the dirt coming in here. My floors have stayed 100% cleaner since I put that little litter mat down at my front door. Tip to y'all. They really work well for that. They make great doormats. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Burnout is real. We all get it from time to time, and it is perfectly fine. I mean, that is why employers give employees a vacation eventually, because, burnout is a real thing. People get burned out, and when they do, they have trouble concentrating, depression sets in, all kinds of little problems. YouTube is famous for burnout because when you do YouTube or you become a content creator, you're expected to be happy and wired and always making something cool every single day or every single video. Well, sometimes you lose, you don't have any new ideas. You don't need 1,000 crocheted shawls. You have nothing to do with the thousands of crocheted shawls, blankets, whatever you're making. And then, therefore, it makes it a little tough to really want to make things. Now, I have, for my summer kitchen, 8 hot pans. Do I need 8 hot pans? No, I don't need 8 hot pans. But I made some last summer, and I made some this summer. I will not be making any more next summer. If I make any more hot pads, it'll be for Christmas gifts. This year's going to be blankets, next year's going to be hot pads and the such. Coasters, hot pads and coasters. So, but, you run out of ideas and things to do, and oh, I made that stitch wrong. Now I got to take this all apart. Yeah, I cannot allow that stitch to stay there because it will stick out like a sore thumb. And that's another thing. You make mistakes from time to time, and it's okay. It's okay to make it. It's okay to frog. Look at me. I am frogging like crazy here. I am frogging away. Why? Because I have a mistake. And I am not going to let it sit because it's an obvious mistake. If it wasn't such an obvious mistake, I would have let it stay. Okay, so now the mistake looks like it is gone. Is it gone? No, it's right there. There it is, right there. I skipped and did a chain. Now I could fix that, but it would leave a very obvious hole, and I don't mind if it's a not so obvious mistake, just skipping it over, but this is not a not so obvious mistake, and it needs to be corrected. Does it tick me off when I have to pull out 2 rows of crocheting because I screwed up? Oh yeah. But hey, you know, mistakes happen. So anyway, like I was saying, burnout happens also. Specifically for content creators, it's bad. Because the minute we burn out, we lose everything. Your channel kind of dies a little bit. Subscribers leave. Views are way down because, you know, you're not making any videos to go on. And all of that. So burnout is a real thing. And you viewers need to realize that for a YouTuber, sometimes this can be almost a 24/7 job. There are days when you're struggling to finish an item to get it done in time for the next video. Or if you're a gamer, you struggle for that next level. You struggle for it. And then on top of that, there is the editing, the rendering, the making of the thumbnail, the posting it, I call it advertising the video because I don't have a better word for it. Making it known that your video is out there on other platforms besides YouTube. I mean, like Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing. So there is a lot of work that people don't realize goes into content creation. You also have to come up with the ideas, how to put them into practice, and, you know, sometimes you have to script what you're going to say. I rarely ever script what I'm going to say unless it's a video where I'm offering fact. Then I will script it because I do some research. But like a video like this is totally unscripted. I didn't even think about what I was going to do in this video. My cat hair. It was up in my face, so, you know. And I get to leaning back in my recliner chair, and it's very comfy and I forget that you guys want to be able to see part of what I'm doing, so. But burnout is very real. I see a lot of videos up right now about losing your Crojo. Yeah, for a few days there, I lost my Crojo. I had no idea after I finished the shirts what I was going to make. Then I got to thinking, well, I might as well remake this shawl since I did use it. I didn't want to take it apart for that, but I really didn't want to have to buy any more of that yarn. And I'm hoping after I make this shawl, I can use all of this yarn up. If not, then I'm probably going to take what's left over and make a washcloth or two, or, you know, because Hobby Lobby I Love This Cotton does not make good dishcloths. I found that out the other day when I made a dishcloth and it left little tags of yarn on some of my dishes. And, you know, I don't want to eat little tags of yarn, where the other cottons don't do that. So, I can wash my dishes, especially my colanders. Plastic, anything plastic with any kind of a ridge that's happened, like I use plastic spatulas and there's a ridge on the edge, that tore little splinters of the yarn off. So I will not be using Hobby Lobby yarn. Wait a minute, oh, wrong one. I will not be using a Hobby Lobby yarn for dishcloth. Now washcloths, yeah, it makes a great washcloth. Soft, pliable, really nice washcloths. I will be making washcloths out of it because I need washcloths. I could go to Walmart and buy some really super cheap washcloths, but I have all this yarn. Why would I buy something when I have the ability to make it and it'll use up yarn and give me the excuse to buy more yarn? Now, see, my problem with buying more yarn, folks, is I don't have the room to store it. Right now, my bedroom is stacked. One wall is stacked almost to the ceiling with bins, plastic bins of yarn. There's a plastic bin stacked in front of one of my windows in my bedroom full of yarn. I have 6 or 8 tubs out in my shed with yarn. So I'm not going to be buying any more yarn until I can make a somewhat dent in what I already own. So, but anyway, recently a dear lady, you probably all know her, but I'm not going to name her, has basically explained that she is totally burnt out and in need of some time and some possible therapy. I don't know. She has health issues. I wish her all the best, and I really do hope that she comes back to YouTube refreshed and revitalized, because she is a great YouTuber. But I understand depression and burnout and all. Mainly because, number one, I'm bipolar. I have been bipolar since I was a young girl. So depression and I are dear friends, and we're on a first name basis. And it's hard sometimes to work through. Now, I am unmedicated. And the reason I chose to be unmedicated was because the mix of medication they had me on, number one, could have damaged my liver. Number two, gave me this cataract. And number three, made me a zombie. During the time of being on that medication, I lost just about every friend I had, which tells me they weren't real friends, but still, a lot of people didn't want anything to do with me because I wasn't the same chipper, happy person that I had always been. A couple of my friends stuck with me, and, they realized what was going on, but for the most part, I lost friends over it. And that's very hurtful. Because bipolar is not, and before anybody starts saying, oh my God, she's bipolar, she's dangerous. Not all bipolars are dangerous. Some of us are just a little off kilter, I like to call it. We go through serious bouts of depression. We go through serious bouts of mania. And while my late husband was alive, he taught me things to cope with all that. For instance, when I'm manic, I clean. Oh my God, I scrub, I clean, I scrub, I clean, I mop, I clean. That activity helps me get through my bipolar because I can actually scrub. And it helps me get through my bipolar. Now I have to set my air conditioner because now it is getting very warm in here. So anyway, the stigma of bipolar is bad. A lot of people don't want anything to do with you. They constantly worry that I am suicidal. And I keep telling them, hey, I'm 65 years old. I have no desire to die. I want to live to be 100. So, but depression can be debilitating. I have had bouts of time where I've spent several days in bed, mainly because I didn't want to get up. In fact, heck, today, I really didn't want to get up. I got up because a UPS guy came to the door. But yeah, you tend to not be able to sleep, and when you can sleep, sometimes it's not good sleep. Other times, all you want to do is sleep, and you can sleep 12 or 14 hours at a time. So, anyway, I'm rambling. Part of the reason I made this video today was because of wanted to let you viewers know burnout is a real thing, okay? The loss of Crojo is a real thing. Sometimes you just can't come up with any good ideas. Like right now, I don't have any good ideas for videos. I don't need to make much else. I have shirts. Now, I am going to make another Christmas sweater coming up this Christmas. And I might make something for Halloween. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my rambling, and I hope it made some sense to y'all. I hope that you will give some slack to some of your content creators who are going through a rough period in life right now. Hey, say a prayer for them, light a candle, do whatever it is you do for people. They could use all the help they can get. Until next time, this is Lady De Winter reminding you, we are all human. We are human beings. We have feelings, we have thoughts, we have problems, we have happiness. It's an up and down roller coaster ride being human. But it's okay. You're allowed to be human. Bye-bye.